Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I have Dave Johnson back.
I
Hi. So we have a really impactful hope you stick around all the way to the end because of course Dave is going to give us a message from spirit, which is always profound and wonderful. So definitely stick around for that. Dave, okay, we have a new background. What's up with
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. It's my new place. I live near the beach. In a few days, if I can convince the people next door to turn their radio off. It's been on for 2 days. I'll try to give you a reading from my backyard. I might be able to do that if I get up really early in the morning. Australians have a thing where they really like to make noise, even more than Americans. But yeah, here's my new place, and you'll probably see a much happier person just because I'm one house off of the beach in Adelaide.
Wow, so you get to just like put your flip-flops on and walk down, eh?
Literally, yeah. For lunch, my lunch break, I'm swimming. Yeah,
Wow. That is pretty awesome. So is this bigger or smaller? Did you guys downsize,
yeah.
upsize?
Oh, it's huge. It's gigantic. The ceilings are even taller than the last place. We needed my partner wants to work from home as well. So we needed a bigger place because, 1.5 bedrooms just wasn't doing it. And we also really wanted to live near the beach.
That is fantastic. I'm so happy for you both to be able to do that and make choices that make your life easier and happier.
Right. Yeah.
That's
Great.
what we're about. So that's
Good
that's
one.
fantastic. Let's see. What else are you doing on? Do you have anything going on your channel? You're still giving out, not giving. You're still doing readings and things like that. How do they get a hold of
Yeah.
you for that?
Yeah, well, I slowed down a little bit, of course, because I was moving. But yeah, sure. Go to moonride.com.au/au/au, and you'll find my website. But yeah, sure. I'm still doing plenty of readings, plenty of past life regressions. I've definitely been busy in that department.
That's fantastic. So, well, actually, if you go to Dave Johnson's channel, which is just punch in Dave Johnson, you'll see him. His face shows up right, bam. Then you go into his channel, and then you go into, I think it's info or more info. That's where you're going to find all of that.
Yeah.
Do you put them underneath your videos?
Did I what?
Do you usually put the information underneath your videos?
Yeah, and if you go underneath my video, you'll see a couple, after the description, you'll see my website. Again,
Okay.
it's pretty easy. It's moonride.com.a/au. Yeah.
Something like that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So tonight, okay, so what we're gonna do tonight is that we're going to do the districts, so the Republican districts. So the districts, what does the district and the voters and things like that of like Marjorie Taylor Greene, Matt
Uh-huh.
Gaetz, Boebert, McCarthy, and Jordan, after all of this drama with the speaker and stuff like that, and of course the Beetlejuice drama with Boebert, I want to see if you can get into their district and see what you just see what you see. And after you're done with each one of those, I'm going to just draw one card after they're done, one card from my Mystic Witch,
Uh-huh.
see your cards of my oracles, and I think it's going to be awesome. So
Great.
anyways, and a few more things too, so stick around. So here's the first one, the district of Marjorie Taylor Greene. And the reason why I'm bringing up Marjorie Taylor Greene is because she's like flip-flopping in her decisions with the speaker. She wanted Jim Jordan's, and then nobody wanted Jim Jordan. So how does her district feel about that? And things like that.
Mhm.
So go into the district of Marjorie Taylor Greene and see what you see.
Okay. So, and she's from Georgia, right? Yeah. Okay. So let's go. Even as you were speaking about this, I already got like a message fighting, lots of fighting. It's like all of these swords pointed at each other in a circle, like fighting. So let's just take a closer look at MTG's district. Well, I do get that she's a bit naive. She doesn't really know that things have changed. So she's kind of in the middle of all this fighting, but it's like the eye of a hurricane. So let's see, MTG, what are you doing? And I get one word, and that is inexperience. Look, whatever you said about politicians before, Joe Biden is very experienced. These people, they really don't know what they're doing. They haven't had an issue come up like this before. So it's all about the media for them. Let's see what's she doing. This is interesting because I think this is the constituents, all those people with swords, they kind of turn on her. They're not happy about the divisions that have been created. They're watching Republican power kind of break apart because they're not holding this party together. So it's like she's in the middle of the circle, all the swords are pointed at her. And she's kind of like, oh, I guess I better leave. And it's this kind of anger, rage that is projected against her. And she's kind of trying to, sort of smile her way out and sort of leave the fray. So let's ask one more time, what are her constituents thinking of her? The anger really is being turned on other Republicans right now. This is the fruit of, their labors. That all of the work that they've spent creating this, sort of threatening monster is now being turned on them. It's very karmic. When I look at her and I say, you're going to win your next election, she shakes her head and says no. Have we lost your sound?
No, that's me. I muted myself so I don't disturb. So, my question with her constituents, so they are not, it's almost like they put her in a position to cause all the chaos, but yet, what was their goal? What is her base's goal with her?
Well, this is the thing. I mean, they believe the TV when they turn on Fox News, they believe what they're saying. So they really do believe that there are these democratic sex cults under pizza parlors. They truly believe it, and it's not just that they're not faking. They're not pretending to believe it. They really have sort of convinced themselves that these things are true. It's like they opened their head and put the information in. They made the decision to unzipper their brain. But once that information's got in, they believe it. So really their motivation is she really does believe in gay lasers from space to some degree. It's almost like they think that things that might be true are true. And because something might be true, that it is true. So it's really much more of her almost believing her own nonsense. And once she starts to believe that nonsense, then they do go through and, confront, kids like David Hogg and say, oh, you were making it up, right? So that's their motivation. They truly believe in what they are doing in some sense. They think that the situation is so dire that they're justified in almost any methods of getting through to the what they believe to be the truth.
Let me pull a card for
All right.
Marjorie Taylor Greene's.
Okay.
It's in the cards and it says, giving you direction. She's been giving them direction. But you have to take the steps. And I think they're realizing that she's been giving them the directions, but she's not taking the steps to what they want. It's a little bizarre.
Well, nothing's been completed.
Yeah, nothing's been completed. Yeah. If the goal was for her to take over the world, she hasn't done it yet, and there's probably no path for that now.
Right.
Because of
Right.
the chaos and
Yeah.
she's not, she wants to be so badly vice president. So she thinks that she is so close to the presidency. Trump is never going to pick her, and I think this is the reason why, because he's not going to share the spotlight.
Right. Well, that's one of the many reasons, I'm sure. But she's also, I mean, let's face it, he doesn't have respect for women.
No,
He
no,
would never pick a woman.
he's probably appeasing her right now.
I'm sure. Yeah.
So, all right. So the second one is the district of Matt Gaetz. So Matt Gaetz now, as you have been watching the drama flow, I mean, he's probably the most targeted, hated Republican in the House of Representatives right now, right?
Uh-huh.
Other than his 8 who
Friends.
followed
Yeah.
him
Right.
and stuff like that. So what is going on with Matt Gaetz's district now?
Let's see. Hmm. Well, it's funny because okay, now Matt Gaetz is the one with the sword, and he is actively dividing it in half. He's dividing his constituency in half. So it's almost like he's being perceived. Well, let's say this: he is the creator of these divisions among the party. Let's see what people think. Well, there's some people who approve of Matt Gaetz in his district and some people who don't, but both are perceiving him as divisive. And the people who are really strongly Matt Gaetz types, it's almost like they're doing that Trump thing where it doesn't matter how preposterous the lie is, they're going to perpetuate it and perpetuate it and perpetuate it. But it doesn't work with somebody like Gaetz because you just take one look at him and you're like, don't get anywhere near my daughter. Like that's just the thing about that guy is the minute that you look at him, you don't trust him. So there's sort of this one school of people that is dogmatic, we will believe it because he's a Republican, there's that, and always want to believe that. And then there's another group that's seeing the problem as divisive and not liking him. And it's interesting because it's almost like the one that's not liking him is the female Republican, and the one that's liking him is the Republican. But even the Republican man is worried. He's nervous. He's realizing that the extreme position that he's talking about has become divisive. And so even he, on a practical level, is wondering about Gaetz. And I do think that there are some people, even within his own party, that realize he's really trying to help himself, not the country. He is before the Ethics Commission, and he's trying to sabotage the ethics because they're going to come down on him because he's done some unethical things. So there are a few people that are starting to kind of see beyond him. And well, let's just ask, is he going to change? Will Matt Gaetz be primaried out? I'm saying no. I don't think he is going to be primaried out. I think he's like a one-trick pony. People have lined up behind him, and the money has lined up behind him, and it's going to stay behind him. They kind of have this attitude like, well, hey, it works. Matt Gaetz succeeds, so that he's the one we want. But it's not a good situation for them, I think, in the long term.
Yeah, I often wondered if they're cheering him on for causing the chaos, or are they disgusted with him with the chaos?
Let's find out. I'm just to take a look at that one.
Yep.
I think it's that's the division. It's kind of 50-50. But the chaos agents are more kind of like that crazy old uncle who gets drunk at Thanksgiving and takes off his pants. That kind of like they're more and more being perceived as the crazies. So you can only go off the crazy deep end for so long before you start legislating and getting things done. And the Republicans really aren't doing anything right now.
Yeah, but they don't care what they're doing. It's not that they're not doing any legislating, because the base is not interested in creating working government.
Yes. Yeah.
They're not interested in that. They are watching the deconstruction. So when they see a deconstruction chaos moments, Some of them are very, very happy about this.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I think that this problem in the Middle East has created a split, though, because some of them really think we should be involved, and the other people are just interested in chaos.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so let's see what Matt Gaetz's card is going to be. Ooh, masked intent.
Yep.
He has a masked intent. So he's not looking for a speaker. He's looking for a path to chaos.
Yeah.
Someone has ulterior motives. Yeah, I agree with Matt. He has ulterior
Yes.
motives that they are concealing. So can you look in to see his ulterior? I can't say that my tongue does not work. His
The what?
motives. Can you look into his motives for us?
I think I just mentioned, he's under investigation. And that's what I see. He's under investigation. And because he's under investigation, he's going to try to sabotage anybody who investigates him. That's why he got rid of the
Oh.
previous speaker. They were this close to really getting serious with him, which is why he got rid of the guy.
Oh, I see. He
Yeah.
wants to keep out of trouble. It has
Yeah.
nothing to do with his people or constituents, anything like that. Yeah, that's just like Donald Trump. Anything to do to keep him out of trouble. I don't care if it hurts you.
Right.
Care
Right.
less. All right. So we have bobblehead Boebert,
Oh, God.
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
Yes. It's hard to imagine that someone, like that could get anywhere near our government, but
Yeah,
there
well,
she.
she almost lost. Remember, she almost lost at this like 500 votes.
Oh, really? I did
Yeah,
not
that's
know.
all she I mean almost like, yeah, she won by only 500 votes. A little
Wow.
560, I think it was exact.
Okay.
But so I just want to know what this district, and I'm in Colorado, and I feel the shift because Adam Frisch, who is running against her, has raised tons more money. I mean, almost millions. It's like
Uh-huh.
$1.4 million, and Boebert's getting pretty much nothing. But
Yeah.
also, Adam Frisch is also being supported by like celebrities.
Right.
There's several celebrities on the list that
Hmm.
donated to his campaign because they
Hmm.
really can't stand her. So,
Uh,
but yeah,
well,
see what you see.
when you mentioned Boebert, what? I saw Yosemite Sam. It's like, yeah, sort of that kind of Yosemite Sam attitude, where she's just a cartoon character. I mean, among other things, she's a cartoon character. She's really flubbed it. I mean, when she went on TV for that kind of investigation and she'd be asking people about, public urination questions, and she had no idea what she was talking about. And the people said, no, you're wrong. That did not go over very well. All you need to do is, to win is just show videos of her, flubbing the job. So let's see. What else do we know about her? She knows that she blew it. Look, she is, I think, quite depressed, and I think very. Um, it's come to her that she had her chance and she's blown it. I think the Beetlejuice thing was like the final blow, so that just exposed her hypocrisy. Let's see what else is going on. I'm still seeing Beetlejuice. That's gonna kill her program there. It's just she's just every time she goes anywhere, she is going to be asked about this, and people don't really want her to show up because she's not a good example. I mean, among other things, she's not a good example for young people, right, of how to behave in a theater. It's just like that simple. So I see her sitting in that same theater, and the door opening, and her constituents standing at the open door where the light's coming through behind their heads, and she just looks at them and she just goes, uh-oh. It's like a kind of thing where she can't see them. She can only see their shadows, but she knows that they're there, and she knows that there are a lot of them. I'm getting that she knows her days are numbered and really does not know how to do anything more. She's tried a couple things and they have not worked out. I get a fairly depressed and almost an introverted person at this moment in her life. It might be the first time, that's a feeling too. Might be the first time that she's ever confronted herself on her own BS. All of this justifications, they're all falling away. And also goes to, details about her family, which, have been exposed that don't look very good. Like her husband, her ex-husband now, and the way that they treated their kid. Yeah, things don't look good for Boebert. And I just want to say generally, the chickens are coming home to roost. That's like the thing that I keep getting. It's like, we've all been waiting for years and years. We expected this to happen 5 years ago. But the chickens are coming home to roost for these people.
Well, being that I live here in Colorado, we probably get a little bit more intimate information about her because she's on like our local news, and they just tear her up. I mean, they literally tear her up. There was a reporter who showed how the guy was, feeling her up, and then she was feeling him up, and and the guy that she was with, he was located really quick, and he of course owns a bar, and he does drag shows and stuff like that. So his business got hit really hard with the information. So she's
Oh,
not
yeah.
only hurting her, she's hurt her children, that guy, his business. She's just in her wake. She has left a lot of damage in her wake. And then we got pictures of her going to court for her divorce, and she has her grandbaby in her hand. You know what I mean? Almost as Granny's Day, I guess. But and then afterwards, they videotape her and her husband all cuddly, snuggly, and all that by the vehicles. And we're like, "Are you really divorced? Was that also just
A
theater?"
performance?
It was all
Wow.
yeah, it was all, they're just hugging, kissing, and they're
Right.
just, all that next to them. I'm like, if he's dating somebody or if she's dating somebody, boy, they just saw what was going on
What's going
between those
on?
two.
What a strange person.
Strange. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
all it's all trailer park, theater.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
totally trailer park.
it really is. She just
Yeah.
lives in $1 million home, and she got taken out of the trailer park, but you can't take the trailer park out of the girl. Just it's just drama after drama. So, anyways, let's pull a card for Miss Boebert.
Um,
Miss, she's there's so many names for her out there now. I don't agree with all of them because
wow.
but oh my gosh,
Can
Hobart
you tell
is
me,
one of them. Hobart,
Boebert?
Hobart is now. Ooh, inner chamber. Ooh, you just got done talking about that.
Did
You
I?
said that she went in her depression. She's starting to see her
Oh,
inner
right.
chamber. So
Right.
this is a
Yeah.
perfect card for the inner chamber, where um take time to communicate with your spirits and your ancestors. So she's doing introspective work. We all know it probably won't be enough, and she probably will skip over all the hard work. But
Mhm.
you're right. I think she really has gotten a slap in the face with all of her antics and what's going on. So
Uh,
that was
talk
pretty
about
cool.
talk about karma.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So now we have McCarthy. So McCarthy has has the damage that Matt Gaetz done to McCarthy on the public stage with the Republicans, has it hurt him and his voters in his district?
Let's take a look at McCarthy. One thing I get from McCarthy is ruined man, right? He'll never get anywhere close to the speakership again, right? So this was always, his ambition. These people have sacrificed everything for ambition, and that's what I get from him. A man empty-handed. It's like even if he moves forward, he's not going to be very happy about it, because it'll never be as good as he wanted it to be. He had his moment. What about the district? I see just very lackluster people just going, well, I'm going to vote for him, but I'm not happy about it. Or I really don't know even. I'm voting for a Republican, but I don't really know what I'm voting for. Let's just see if he's going to win. Okay, standing in front of a crowd. At first, I was going to say, yeah, no question he's going to win, but now I'm not so sure. Someone's competing with him, and I don't know if this is a Democrat or another person at the in the Republican Party, but somebody is competing with him, and they're like they have a better band. Okay, they look like their show's better, it's brighter, there's more people, there's younger people there. And I think that's one thing that we're going to see in the next few years is just, younger people have skin in this game now. It's the right to choose to give birth. All of these things are very important for younger people. um, and the old guard isn't that enthusiastic about him. So let's ask, am I looking at the Republican primary? I'm seeing a woman with long brown hair that is competing with him. And she's just more enthusiastic and and definitely younger. But I can't tell if she's a Republican or not. It's hard to see. She's so different from him. I can't see what party is she from, Spirit? Okay, so I think there will be another Republican. It does seem like this is from her party, that there will be someone who primaries him out.
Well, well, well.
Hmm.
Well, I hope, and I do. I hope that McCarthy, in his reelection and his constituents, is realizing, the hypocrisy of him. I don't know if his base was hoping for the destruction like the MAGAs or not. I don't know. He's from California, so there's
Hmm.
there's a mixture of people who are like, we just voted for you because you're a Republican. We really wanted you to do something great, but he was exposed by either way. Matt Gaetz really threw him down bad,
Yeah,
bad, bad. Something that I haven't seen in the Republican Party taking another Republican down. He really did
yeah,
on that. So
yeah. They're now sending hate mail to each other, and
yeah,
it's like nobody really. Oh, when there was the Democrats whose lives were being threatened, it's all cool, good,
yeah,
But now they're threatening each other's lives, and now it's become an issue,
yeah.
right?
How dare they? How
Yeah,
dare they do? Yeah. Well, they don't. Isn't it just like when you are trying to get a husband or a wife? If you started off cheating, if your husband or wife cheated with their spouse while they were with you and you get married, what do you think is going to happen to you? Is they're going to
right.
lose them the same way you got them, right?
Yeah.
So that's the same theory with the Republicans. Is what they're going to use that tactic on them, they're also going to use that tactic on you.
Yep.
So they think, well, it's
Well,
probably has worked before. That's the reason why there's so many people that were interested in the switching. And I mean, can you imagine what they did to Lindsey Graham for him to switch so hard?
yeah. Who knows?
Who
Who knows
knows?
what was up
Who
with that?
knows?
I
All
think
right.
there was a period where people had to make a choice. We go with the crazies or we go with the old school Republicans. And I think some people never could make that choice.
Yeah. Yeah, they always feel they give off the atmosphere that we have to be loyal. So loyalty is no matter what you do, we have to stay. That's
Yeah.
loyalty, right? So, but let's see what Kevin McCarthy's card is. Keen insight. Well, that's very interesting. You got an owl, keen insight. Well, he
Hmm.
was the speaker. Now he's not the speaker. So he has really keen insight of how the dynamics that are going on in the House of Representatives right now. With
Yeah.
wisdom and patience, you uncover the hidden truth. So he doesn't have to play nice anymore. He doesn't have to speak speakerly anymore. He can just
Yeah.
go blah 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 blah.
Right. That's true. That's
And
true. And
he's got the inner wisdom of
he
that.
knows the truth now. He knows what it's like. He knows
Yeah.
how crazy they are too.
Yeah, he probably is gonna start speaking, or at least he's gonna start telling his people around him what actually has been happening in the speakers, what they've been doing to him, what they've been saying to him, and how they've been
Mm,
treating him. He's
uh-huh.
gonna tell,
Yeah.
which is fun. Good, good, good. Okay, last one for the districts. Um, Jordan.
Mm,
So
yes.
Jordan went into the speakers thing. Well, they did a silent ballot, in the chambers in the basement. And then he wanted 20 people were against him, I guess, at the time. And then he wanted to do a bullying tactic. Well, let's see if those 20 people have enough nerve to do it in front of the country and get it on record that they are not voting for me, right?
Right.
He took it to the floor, and sure enough, those 20 people were like, nah, no. And then the second one, he gained two more. The third one, I think it's either 24 or 25. I mean, he every time he took a vote, that was their plan. They were going to add there, and nothing was going to be subtracted. So yeah, those people were really willing to put it all out there and say, yeah, we're not going to vote against you. But then again,
Mm,
of course, they took the last vote down in the basement secret, and 122 of them, we find out, were truly against the boy. So
right.
he's got a little bit of an ego burst, along
Uh-huh.
with probably McCarthy. His ego has been bursting. He thought he was the party's boy, and they all loved him, and he's
Uh-huh.
finding out that no, they don't.
Yes. Yeah. And they're finding out what it's like not to support Jim Jordan because their
Yes.
wives are getting threatening phone calls. And some of them have said, all right, I've had enough. Right. And I just think all this Trumpian stuff, they did it for power for a while. And now it's finally coming to them that A, it's not worth it, and B, the power isn't that really there anymore. I
Yeah.
think it's becoming clear, like, whatever you say about Biden, he's a better statesman in the Middle East than Trump would be.
Oh,
You know,
absolutely.
where
Trump
would
would
we
have
be if Trump
not
were here?
known what to do.
He would have no idea what to do there.
No clue. No clue. All
Hmm.
right. So Jim Jordan, his district. What does his district think about him now?
Let's take a look at Ohio. Okay, so he thinks he will always be protected by the gerrymandering of the district. He believes that. I'm just going to see whether this is true. Because it's almost like he goes into a space of totally white light, like blinding white light, but he's still smiling. Okay. Okay, so the lights are going down, and now he is facing these people. Now, keep in mind, there's this whole thing from his past, the sexual abuse scandal that he was involved in, and he's definitely not talking to those people, and he's definitely tried to playing them down. But it's interesting because one of them is coming up and asking him questions about this, and everybody is sort of listening now. Now that he's failed, there's a good deal of shine that he has lost. That is, the people that support him don't think that he is as powerful as they thought. Okay, so they're kind of looking at him. He's losing a section of people. When I look at him and say, are you going to win? He says, no, I'm not going to win. And I'm going to ask, why? He's skulking. And it is because of some things that he's done in the past. I think that he may finally get sort of be confronted by some of the things that he's done, and that includes the attack on our Capitol. But I don't even think the attack on the Capitol is as serious as the sex abuse scandal. And I think that's just becoming more clear. But really, it's just a question of people go where the power is. And now he doesn't look as powerful. So now he doesn't have anything to offer, if he doesn't have more power to offer these people, then what he has to offer is a status quo, which they are dissatisfied with. So again, I see him shake heads when he say, "Are you going to win?" Couldn't happen to a nicer person.
I agree. Yeah, I think a lot of Republicans got hit really hard in their faces when Jim Jordan isn't popular. Matt Gaetz came out and he's like the most popular. Like, popular doesn't mean liked.
Right,
Most popular, yeah, everybody knows you.
right.
It doesn't mean they like you. And
It doesn't.
they got a real clear picture that his people surrounding him don't even like him.
Yeah.
So that has to have taken him down a few levels, a few blocks.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
We
Mm-hmm.
hope so. They don't ever stay with their lessons, but we could always hope. All right. So let's see what Jim Jordan's is. Reflection. We were just talking about it.
Okay, good.
Reflection.
Uh-huh.
Jim Jordan's reflection, or at least his district is reflecting on what that says. As you gaze into your past, you see the way to the future. So I
Yeah,
think even his constituents and his people, and even Ohio, they're starting to reflect back about the man. So
yeah.
oh, all right. So onward, upwards and onwards. So now that we have talked about all of those because of the speaker's job, I want you to look into the energy of the speaker's position,
Mm.
like the job, and
Uh-huh.
see what you see.
One thing that I see is Nancy Pelosi, and she's pointing at the empty chair, and it's just like, The Simpsons. She's like, aha. So they gave her so much grief, and now we are looking at chaos, just chaos. So there's Steve Scalise has come up. He still really wants it. And it's like Steve Scalise is saying, I won't do it. I'm, I won't vote for anyone else because these people are very motivated about themselves. They're not motivated for anyone else. Just chaos. It's just chaos. None of the Republicans know what to do. Some Republicans are becoming so desperate that they're ready to vote for a Democrat. They're getting so desperate. Let's just ask this: who will become speaker? I can't see anyone who's speaker. I don't know if we can know this yet, but I can just tell you it's a disaster. It is absolute chaos. And it's becoming more problematic. And this is going to really help the Democrats because we really need somebody to run the House right now. There are several worldwide crises that are happening, and nobody knows what to do. They're not voting for Jim Jordan. They're not going to change their minds. I'm kind of getting the feeling that they will find somebody like obscure, like some Republican that nobody's ever heard of, because no one actively hates them. They're neither part of the generic body nor are they an extremist. There's somebody who just people don't know that much about. So someone is going to be chosen by them, but I don't even know if they'll still elect them. It might be that we wind up with a Democrat. Hakeem Jeffries, maybe. It's a possibility. It's a real possibility. And I'm shocked, but it's almost like they're desperate. They're like, we cannot find anyone. And it's becoming really a matter of national security that we find someone, so we have to pick Hakeem. This is really important. It's really going to be a bellwether about the future. So Spirit, once more, The only one that I can come up with is Hakeem Jeffries. I don't think this is settled at all, but I think that it is going to be fairly quick. By that I mean 3 or 4 weeks. They'll have no choice. They will have to pick someone because it is becoming such a burden to not have a functioning government. And this really is where the rubber hits the road. It really is where things are starting to happen.
Agree with you. I have also done my own readings on that. And as I'm reading it, it's like it has not been decided yet. It just has not been decided yet. The
Yeah.
energy is not there to capture.
Uh-huh.
The chaos is absolutely so bad. We're just seeing the whirlwind on that, and I do too. I think at some point in time, the Republicans are going to have a come to Jesus moment, and they're going to like the only way out of this. There's only one way out of this because both of them are fighting so much. One wants this one. There's two parties in the House of Representatives right now,
Right.
right?
Right.
So the only,
Uh-huh.
I mean, they're gonna somebody's gonna sit there and say there's only one way out of this, and we have to pick. We have to deflect, I'll say 4 or 5, but I'm thinking more like 6 deflections from the Republican Party to elect Hakeem Jeffries. I mean,
Right.
it sounds bizarre, but it sounds out of control. It doesn't even compute that it should be this way.
Right.
But
Right.
we're all seeing it. We're all seeing that there's only one way out of this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And at some point in time, there's got to be at least 6 Republicans on that side that's going to see this. But
Yeah.
our hopes have gotten up before.
Yes. Well, I mean, in one positive, it is a disaster for the Republican Party. Just the fact that they can't get it together to elect a speaker, it's none of their constituents at home are happy about it.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, so we're already coming up on an hour, so we're going to leave the other 2 for another time.
All right.
For another time, because I really want a spiritual channeling from spirit from you. So I'm going to go ahead and put myself out of the way, and
Okay.
you can get ready.
Any particular topic?
Just a collective for the country,
All
for
right.
the world, whatever comes through, we'll take.
Okay, well let's go ahead and see who is available. And I always like to describe what I do when I do something like trance channeling, and I think this is what this is going to become. Is I always feel like I'm going up the stairs into space. Hmm. All right, I'm really grounding myself right now. Who is there? Hmm. I think this woman is Martha Graham. She's the one who ran the Post, right? I think it's her. Okay, show me something that shows me you come from the light. Okay. All right, I think she's the one with the message. It feels like this woman who used to run the Washington Post. Let's see. So yes, I am that woman who ran the Post, and I am going to tell you that this is a really changing times. You can be optimistic that something has turned. Keep in mind, when I was working, running the newspaper, there were a lot of pressures on me to go a different direction. Had my husband been in charge, it would have gone a different direction, but he had passed. So it was up to me, a woman, to make the decisions about how the Americas will move forward. And I did. It was a difficult time, but exciting. It was about me coming into my power, and now is about you coming into your own power. In some sense, you can watch this and know that it was inevitable. You cannot be crazy for that long and not have some kind of an impact. This is what's going on around you. So to some degree, I'm requesting that all of you sit back and eat the popcorn, as you say these days, as you watch these things come apart. And know that you were right and you moved in the right direction and you're doing the right thing. And that empathy is a lot more important than cruelty for the human race. This is, again, a changing time, but it is also about us changing, us coming into our power, and those of us who have perhaps appeared to be weaker coming into a place of strength. We notice, all of you, we notice how hard you are working. We notice the intent. We notice that you want to have a better life. And this intent is far more important than the actual moment that we're in, where you may not have all of the things that you have desired. They will come about through your hard work. There can be a little bit of letting go now. There can be a little bit of sitting back and watching things happen right now. It does not have to be such intense work as it was before. There is still work to do. But right now, watch all of the things unfold in the way that you knew that they would unfold beforehand. This is not such a bad time. It is a time where there is a lot of difficulty for you to watch, but for you who are in the United States who've worked towards the right direction, it's a good time because you can see the fruits of your labor evolve. Things really have changed, and all of the problems that you're seeing in the Republican Party are symptomatic of how things have changed. We are returning to some degree back to a more normal place, but it is good for me to say that it's not the same place. We will never be the same. Americans will never be as passive as they were before. Rejoice that many things are coming true in the way that you expected. Know that there is more hard work to do. But it's time to take a little bit of a breather, to take a bit of a rest, and to understand the way things are. The trajectory of the future will be more towards justice. We will see the truth come out in many regards, and those who have been the extremists will soon become a bit quieter, and they will be seen as they are, as extremists. All of us are here because we love liberty, because we love the freedoms that were once offered to us. And now we are fighting for those freedoms. This is the way that it must be. It could not be that we moved into the new phase of the universe passively. So rejoice at the work that you have done and take a time to enjoy the fruits of your labor. Things will work out very much as we wish. It will just take a few more years. Now we will end this transmission. Okay, what do you think, Sheila?
That was fantastic. I think Catherine Graham, maybe.
Catherine Graham. Sorry, I always get her confused with the dancer.
Yeah, the dancer. Yeah. So I was gonna just say that I think it's Catherine.
Forgive me, Catherine.
Still, I mean, the message is the same. You get the name wrong, but it doesn't matter.
Right. I know who I meant. I wasn't expecting her. It was kind of a surprise. Otherwise, I might have researched her name a little bit better. But yeah, what an intriguing person to show up.
Wow. Yeah. She seemed like she was a pretty powerful person in her time. It was very rare for a woman to be in such power.
Right.
So
Yeah.
she probably was a beacon of hope for a lot of women that
Yeah.
she
Really.
employed. I heard a long time ago, and I have no idea, but I remember my mother talking about her and saying that she prefers to employ women than men, and she started to become chastised about that, I guess. But
Wow. Really. Huh.
good for
Huh.
her.
Yeah. Well, she made the difference. They could have killed the Watergate story.
Yep.
I imagine if her husband had been in control, they would have. They would have killed it, and he would
Yep.
have got something in exchange.
Yeah, yeah. I I bet he would. But thank goodness there was somebody at the helm that wasn't that.
Yes. Amazing.
All right.
Mm.
Well, thank you very much, Dave. You're welcome. Next month, I don't know. We'll have to figure out something. Next month is pretty packed for me. And of course, then we have December, so we might have to move it to December. I think we're gonna have to. I'm gonna not try to squeeze it in. It'll drive me
Okay,
nuts.
don't worry.
Yeah, I have a lot of birthdays, and I'm traveling to Chicago, and all of it. There's
No
too many
worries.
moving
Yeah,
parts.
I am going to be in India in December.
Oh, you are. Oh, well, maybe
Yeah,
we'll pick this back up in January then.
right. You let me know because I can't tell you when I'm leaving in December yet.
Okay. Well, we'll definitely email each other and stuff. If not,
Sounds
it
good.
may be December, it may be January as we do before because we have the holidays. We've done this before. So thank you,
Terrific.
Dave. Thank you
Hey,
for
my pleasure.
everyone that has made it this far. Is there anything left to just say today?
Just, I hope all of us can try to pull away from the conflicts that are happening right now and just hope for peace on all of the levels for all of those people. And by when I say hope, I do mean pray, right? Spend some time not judging anyone and just do your best to bring our love there because it does make a difference. We don't want to wind up with a wider conflict. And that message to the universe does change things.
It absolutely does. Keep on placing your white light into the energy, and the collective white light does have power. So,
Certainly does.
thanks, everyone.
Thanks for watching.